In this video, we're going to start the KutaSoftware Infinite Geometry worksheet, angles, and their measures. Our directions for the first half of this worksheet, numbers 1 through 10, which I'll do in this video, state find the measure of each angle to the nearest degree. We're going to use a protractor for each problem in each of these slides. I have a geometry tutorial that teaches you how to read a protractor, and in this case, the more you practice, the better you'll get. So let's start with number 1. I'm going to line my vertex of my angle, which is located here, up with this pinpoint or the center of the bottom line of my protractor. So you can see that a portion of the angle should intersect this 0 line, or it's also 180, but you can't read that because it's gotten cut off. So then we just look at where the other line of our angle touches, and since we're starting from this side, we're reading starting at 0. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, all the way up to 80, and you can see that our line intersects that 80-degree tick mark. If the line of the angle doesn't intersect your protractor, feel free to take a straight edge and extend that line out. Fortunately for me, since I'm doing this on the computer, I can change the size of my protractor to make sure that it does indeed intersect. So, in number 1, our answer was 80 degrees. Now let's look at number 2. Number 2, let's line our protractor up, like I've explained, where one ray intersects the 0 tick mark, and then the other ray will intersect at some degree. Now in this case, when the vertex is set up on the midpoint or center point of this bottom line that intersects 0, starting at 0 and counting up to the angle, we go past 90 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tick marks. And the 5th tick mark is exactly halfway in between, so this is going to be 95 degrees, because each tick mark represents 1 degree. So the answer in number 2 is 95 degrees. And number 3, you can see that it will intersect at 110. We're not reading the bottom number 70 because we're starting from the right hand side and we're counting up, starting at 0 all the way to 110. So 110 degrees is the answer in number 3. In number 4, lining our protractor up on the vertex, starting at 0, counting our way up, we get to 120, 121, 122, 123, 124, 125. So 125 degrees is the answer in number 4. However, I want to show you that you could twist your protractor, lining it up on the vertex. Using this other ray, we can line the midpoint of the bottom line of our protractor up on the vertex, and now as opposed to measuring starting on the right hand side, we're going to measure starting on the left hand side using the inner values since we're starting at 0. So notice here it says 180, 170, 160. It's counting down, but we need to count up. And you can see that if we continue to count up, again, we do indeed get 125. So you can utilize either line, just make sure you're reading it the correct way. So let's look at number 5. I'm going to do one more where we practice reading with the ray intersecting on the left. So I'm going to twist my protractor to line it up. So now that my center point is on the vertex and I have the ray intersecting the tick mark with 0, I'm going to count up
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150.
And 7 tick marks past 150 is 157 degrees. So my answer in number 5 is 157 degrees. In number 6, I'll start by lining my protractor up on the vertex and making sure that that one ray intersects the 0 tick mark. Starting at 0, we're going up to 20 and then 2 tick marks past 20. So 2 past 20 will be 22. So for number 6, our answer is 22 degrees. Number 7, when we line our protractor up, setting it on the vertex, making sure that we're intersecting that 0 tick mark with one of the rays, counting up you can see that we go past 70 and we're 3 tick marks before 80, so that's going to be 77 degrees, since 80 minus 3 is 77. And number 8, lining our protractor up, making sure the vertex is centered on the midpoint on the bottom line of the protractor, starting at 0, counting up. We can see that we're 2 tick marks past 130, so our answer in number 8 is going to be 132 degrees. In number 9, locating our vertex, placing our protractor where our center point of the bottom line intersects the vertex, and our one ray intersects the 0 tick mark. Counting all the way up, we get to 172 since we're 2 tick marks past 170. So our solution in number 9 is 172. And lastly, number 10. But before I go over the answer to number 10, please remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Also, if you still are confused about how to read a protractor, please go to my tutorial section under my geometry playlist, and I'll leave a link in the description below so you know also how to get to that video. So number 10, we're finding our vertex, lining our protractor up, and you can see we intersect 2 tick marks less than 180, so that's going to be 178 degrees. So 178 degrees is our final answer in the first half of this worksheet.